Hey there, a very happy late night to you. This is Pastor Purple. As you know, I'm chilling at home, I'm exhausted, I look a hot mess. My back is absolutely killing me, my knee is shot to pieces, I don't know why there is pain in my body, and I'm just having a moment out from the work that I'm doing, just to say hello basically. But I have been thinking about how our world is changing and what God would inspire us to do. So as you know, one of my passions, one of the things that I love to do is bring inspiring materials for children in worship, in education, in just general life, just inspire people to remember how important it is to have ministry for children and their families, because that changes the complete way we do church if we include the family in that. And some people will say that, well, our church does include families and it's excluding the singles, but when you actually look at it, does it include families? If your basic principle is that children must be quiet for the whole service, you're not including families. You don't like families in that point. You're not interested. So anyway, as a result of this, what I have done is I have been looking at this whole idea of how the world has changed. And one of the way that the world has changed is even via what I'm doing now. So here I am talking to my camera, which is recording me, and I will post that onto YouTube, and it will go onto Facebook and Twitter and my blog and every other place that I am, and then you will click on it and you will listen to it, and you will be everywhere in the world. I mean, I've got people in all over the world who look at this, right? And you will make your comments, or you'll message me, or you'll ask me to talk on a specific subject, and we will interact. And there is no boundary in terms of gender, there's no boundary in terms of place or origin or any of those things. And that's wonderful, and I love this. This is just amazing. I love technology and I love all of this. But as a person who has an interest in children, I found that actually when it comes to children, we seem to be reverting. You see, we're really multicultural. Never before, has the world been so close. I can speak to anyone in Australia and see them every day if I want, just by having my phone available. Video messaging and video conferencing and video calling through various types of methods. I can do that. And I don't have the same stigmas attached with dating outside of my race, or people are mixed all the time, and never before have children been so confused as to what to call themselves, because the old labels of just black and white don't exist in the same ways anymore, because we are mixed. But, and this is a very massive but, so here's my massive but: when you go to the shop, a toy shop or a children's bookstore, and you want to buy a present for your little girl or little boy, you will find that they all, despite different covers and different aims, generally look the same. And those that are more prominent generally are, especially within the UK, I found, and I've recently been in Holland and found the same problem, and when I travelled to Paris, found a very similar problem, that they are all blonde. And I have nothing against blonde dolls, they're very beautiful, lovely dolls, but where are the brunette dolls? Where are the Latin dolls? Where are the Chinese dolls? Where are the Japanese dolls? Where are the African Caribbean dolls? Where are the mixed race dolls? Where are the rest of the races? Like, seriously, where is all of the other dolls? Like, where are they? And when it comes to the little people that you play with in the trucks and the cars, and my sons have these toys that have little people that come with the trucks, why are they all one colour? This matte one colour, like, what is that? Why do they all look the same? And it really kind of challenged me, because I thought, well, if we're perpetuating this idea up as adults, and we're saying that as adults we can mix, but what we're saying to our children is that actually this is the ideal, and this is the visual that you're getting, and the only visual you're getting is monocultural. What is it what message are we actually sending to that generation? That despite everything, despite how we intellectualize and we talk about freedom, that actually we want no freedom for that. We don't want any mixing. We just want to perpetuate the same myths. And as a Christian, I look at the materials that are produced for children, in terms of books. And it's not to say that you shouldn't produce monocultural stuff, you know, with just English people, but where is everything else? And so I'm really intrigued, having been to a lot of different shops and I'm doing lots of different research, to find out why we're perpetuating this myth to a certain degree. One of my favourite children's shows is actually a Disney show, and it's got a black family at the heart of the show, and this little girl she pretends to be a doctor and fixes her toys, and it's a really good show, and I love it because it's just normal. Like, there's no special thing made about her ethnicity. She just is what she is, and there's no kind of, you know, her mum's got an afro, dad's got short hair, you know, there's nothing made of this. It just is what it is. And it seems to be a very successful show. People love it. The kids really buy into it. But why is that not just normal? Like, you can't just see normal things like this. And I feel really challenged that especially as a up and coming children's author, because this is a new area to me, and wanting to develop toys and stuff around that for children, my friends' children specifically. What do we do with this? And I'm feeling kind of like a what would Jesus do moment, a really big what would Jesus do, you know. Would Jesus continue to perpetuate the myths? You see, it occurs to me that in Jesus' lifetime, people would talk a lot about what he was about, what he wasn't about. But when it came to who proclaimed the gospel, Mary was there and she proclaimed the gospel. That's what she did. You know, he didn't make a song and dance about it. He didn't have to skywrite, a woman's going to do it. She just did it. Like, here's the good news, go tell it. Like, there's no massive deal. You know, when Paul talks about how there is no Jew, no Gentile, no male, no female, you know, when he starts to begin to break it down, and you find this whole thing that you just are, well then what seems to be the problem with just being? So I'm a little bit confused, and I'm planning to do a bit of research because I really want to know how this works in practice and why we continue to perpetuate some of these myths. And as I said, I've got nothing against blonde dolls, you know. Hey, c'est la vie. You know, I could say something that instead of one race, say I've got blonde friends. But, it's not to say you shouldn't produce one, but why should everything be in that vein? Where is everybody else? You know, what if I want to go out and buy a little Chinese doll? What? I've got Chinese friends. Why would I not want to buy a Chinese doll for my friend's daughter, who's not Chinese, by the way, but my friend who is Chinese has sons. But what? So what if I want to? Why am I having to search high and low to find that? You know, what if I want to find a little mixed race doll to make one of my nieces feel better, or to make a cousin, you know, or one of my little ones feel accepted and loved? What if I want to do that? Why do I have to bend over backwards, search the internet for weeks until I find an acceptable? This isn't right. I'm not feeling happy about this. So I kind of want to travel a bit more and see what it's like in other people's countries, because obviously I've mentioned quite a few European countries that I've been to. I haven't been outside of Europe checking for this. I really want to get to like South America and check this out, and I want to go to China and Japan and have a look at what it's like there, because I really want to see whether it's because I live in a European base with a multicultural society, does that have an effect on where I am? If I went and the base was not European, so if I was in Brazil, let's say, or I was in Peru, or I'm in China, or I'm Japan, or in India, do immediately the norms absolutely change? And of course, the Eurocentric dolls are difficult to find, and those are the ones that people are, you know, having to bend over backwards to find because they don't live in that dominant culture. I hope that's what it is. I really hope that's what it is. I cannot tell you how I hope that's what it is, because all of the merchandise I'm seeing for children's Christian books and everything it's all monocultural. I'm not seeing anything with any variance, and considering where a lot of this takes place, the monocultural makes no sense, because it just doesn't fit with the area, the geography, and the people that live in that area. So, you know, I'm feeling a bit uneasy about that. But anyway, listen, this is me just having a an in-depth think about this, because I feel that, you know, Jesus is really impressing this on my heart to produce something that is reflective of our society and of our cultural norms of having no barriers and having, you know, being closer than ever with the internet, etc. So because of that, that's what I'm working on, producing, especially in terms of a Christian context, because I think producing stories that will really create memories in children of a God who loves them and who cares about them, and they are beautiful because they are who God had created them to be. That's what I want, you know, and I want them to have that memory of being loved and accepted and seeing that around them. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about at the minute. If you are interested in this subject area or anything, please give me a message. And I also should say, I am quite willing to do research on other things. I am researching. We've got a book club starting at my church soon. We're going to do Sex God by Rob Bell. That's going to be our first book. I'm really excited about that. And I'm quite interested in that. So if you want to join in, please just drop us a line. I'm going to do a blog about that at some point. And I'm doing research on different areas. I'm doing research on spiritual warfare. I'm starting a little bit on that. I'm kind of intrigued, as you remember, I'm kind of intrigued about that. So there's a lot of different things that I'm researching, and I'm quite happy to share with you. So if you want to know anything, or you want to ask a pastor something who's kind of relaxed and will admit when she doesn't know something, but will kind of help, will try and help as best that she can, then please feel free to send me a message. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, it's all Pastor Purple. I'm on the blog, Pastor Purple. I'm Pastor Purple everywhere. You know, purple's my colour, baby. I love it. I'm going to go on to Instagram soon. That's my big thing. Yay! Listen, have a wonderful one. God bless. And this was a long message tonight. God bless. Peace be unto you. Amen.